Thank you, Mrs. Ha. So, Viet Tien,
Yes.
can I call you M, your pronoun?
No, I don't think so.
So what should I call you
Oh,
or
like
someone your
am in
age?
teacher to students?
Yes.
Yes, you can call me M.
So M is fine.
Yes, M is still fine. Or
Okay,
you
good.
can call me like more friendlier, like
Hmm.
Con.
Gone.
Yes,
M or gone.
Con.
Gone. So if I say to you, gone te now, does that make sense?
Yes, that still makes sense if you are my teacher.
Okay, good. So M te now or gom te now is fine.
Yes,
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Thank you for helping me. I find the pronouns in Vietnamese a little bit hard to remember.
yes, it's pretty complicated.
Yes, of course you know them automatically. I know you know them automatically, but yeah, for me, you have to think about who was older, who was younger, all that sort of thing. Who
Yes.
was male, who was female. A lot to think about. Okay, so do you have any more exams, Viet Tien?
Yes, I still have two more is math and literature.
Okay, math and literature. But math is okay, you think? Not
Yes,
too hard,
math is okay.
but literature not so interesting.
Not so interesting for me. It's
Okay,
hard.
okay, okay, good. Oh well, good luck with those, Viet Tien. Hope they go well.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Quang, Chao Gon, Quang.
Hello, teacher. How are
How are
you?
you, Quang?
I'm fighting you.
I'm good. I'm good. So I've just been practicing some Vietnamese with Viet Tien. So if I say Con Te Nào, Quang, does that make sense to you?
Yes, I can understand it.
Okay, good, good. So I think we've got small class tonight, only maybe 4 students. I'll just wait and see if the other two come because I think two of them are studying for exams. Ming Ang and Duk Ning. So I'll just wait a couple of minutes to see if anyone else comes, and then we will start. Do you have any exams, Kwang?
Can you repeat it?
Yes, do you have any exams coming up?
Uh, no.
No exams.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you done exams already?
I have done one exam for my history
Right.
subject.
Okay. And what about the other subjects?
Hmm, I don't know. I don't have the calendar.
Okay. But so no exam next week for you. Is
Yes.
that right? Okay. I'll just wait a few more seconds and then we will start. Nguyen Chao Gon. Oh. Zhang Ming Chao Gon. Can't hear me yet. Okay, everyone, I think we will start. I won't wait for the others. I don't like to keep you waiting. So, first thing we're going to look at today is just a little bit of pronunciation practice, just to make sure that you are not making that mistake. So I'm going to play you a video from Teacher Keith, and then we'll practice some of the things that he mentions. Viet Tien, can you see the video on your screen?
Yes, I can.
Great. Okay, everyone, please look and listen to this.
Right, mistake number one. Let's see if you can spot it.
I have a brother who lives in Manchester, and he's older than me, and he works in a bank.
Right, did you spot it? So, this is what they said, and this is what they should have said. I have a brother who lives in Manchester, and he's older than me, and he works in a bank. Okay, it's the present simple tense, third person, he, she, and it takes S or ES. The problem is a lot of students don't pronounce it, and it's a big mistake. It really will be very noticeable to the Ielts examiner and bring your score down. How do you fix it? Very simple. When you're practicing alone, over-exaggerate the S sound, right? Many students just go, he works, he plays, and you can't hear the S. So do this. He works. Keep it going for 2 or 3 seconds when you're practicing. He plays in a band. He works in a bank. He watches television too much. Okay? Practice like that. Just think of somebody in your family and describe them practicing this long S. The other thing to do is if the next word begins with a vowel, we native speakers will often link it. And that's where you notice the S. He works in a bank. In a bank. He works in a bank. He works alone. Alone. He works on Saturdays. On Saturdays. He works on Saturdays. So making that link also shows the world and the examiner that you are pronouncing the S. Practice like this and you'll make big progress. Not only knowing the grammar, but using it. And that is how you get a better score in your IELTS speaking. Let's move on.
Okay, so you two, I don't think, have much problem with this, but I will check it just to make sure. So in chat, I'm going to send you the 3 exercises that he mentioned. Ding Lam, Chao Gon.
Hi, teacher.
How are you, Ding Lam?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. And Nguyen, Xin Chao Nguyen. Nguyen, can you hear me? Not yet. Okay. Okay, I just sent you all a message in chat. So 3 phrases to practice. He works. This is to help you pronounce the S. Some of you, when you are speaking to me, you forget to pronounce the S sound clearly enough. You must pronounce this clearly, otherwise in English it will sound like you are making a mistake. So, Viet Tien.
Yes.
Okay, can you see what I've sent you in chat, Viet Tien?
Yes, I can.
Okay, he works, he plays, he watches. Can you say that for me, please, Viet Tien?
He works, she plays, he watches.
Good. Okay, I want you to hear, maybe even pronounce the S's even more. I want you to really exaggerate the S sound. Kwang, Kwang.
Yes.
Okay, your turn, Kwang. So he works, she plays, he watches. Your
He
turn,
work.
Guang.
He works. She plays. He watches.
Good. I can hear the S sound clearly now. That's great. Ding Lam.
I'm here.
Your turn, Ding Lam. Please pronounce what I have sent you in chat.
He works, she plays, he watches.
Okay, can you please do it again, Ding Lam? I want to hear you make a long S sound, okay? Like he works,
Uh,
she plays, he watches. Can you do that, please, Ding Lam?
he he works, she plays, he watches.
Okay, one more time, Ding Lam, even more. Okay, so like this, Ding Lam. He works, she plays, he watches. Your
He
turn.
works, she plays, he watches.
Okay, getting there. Nguyen, can you hear me now?
Yes, teacher.
Welcome to class, Nguyen. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Good. So can you see what I have sent you in chat, Nguyen?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so can you please pronounce those for me now?
He works, she plays, he watches.
Okay, even more, please, Nguyen. So like this, he works. I really want to hear the S sound. She
Okay.
plays. He watches. Okay?
Okay. He works, she plays, he watches.
Okay, good. Much better, Nguyen. I can hear the S sound. So that's good, everyone. Now, this time, we're going to put the same sound into sentences. Here's the first one. Okay, now you might remember that teacher Keith said when the S is followed by a vowel, which it is in this sentence, I is a vowel, of course, you join the two sounds together. So he works in a bank. He works in a bank. Not he works in a bank. Okay, that is not correct in English. You join, when there is a vowel that follows the S, you join the S and the vowel together like they are one word. He works in a bank. Viet Tien.
Yes,
Okay, please try.
he works in a bank.
Okay, almost. He works in a bank. Faster, Viet Tien, please. He works in a bank.
He works in a bank.
Okay, not bad. Kwang, your turn, please.
He works in a bank.
Good. Nguyen.
He works in a bank.
Okay. Remember, I want to be able to hear clearly the sin sound. Ding
He,
lam. Ding lam.
Uh, he works in the bank.
Okay, he works in a bank. So
Yeah.
remember, Ding lam, to join the S and the vowel together. So it's like you are saying sin. He works in a bank. Try that, Ding lam.
Yeah. He he works in the bank.
Better. He works in a bank. Good. I can hear the S clearly now. Okay, here is another one for you to practice.
He
In
works
fact,
in the bank.
he works in a bank. He works in a bank. Can you try that? He works in a bank. Can you try that, Ding Lam?
Okay.
He
He,
works in a bank.
he works in the bank.
Better. Okay, better. That's good pronunciation. Okay. Oops. That last one should be TV. Okay. TV. Now, this one, you'll notice it is not a vowel that follows the S, so you don't need to join these together. Okay, so she plays basketball. He watches too much TV. Okay, they are consonants that follow the S, so you don't need to join them together. You only join them together when it is a vowel that follows the S. Okay, Viet Tien,
Yes.
can you please do those two sentences?
She plays basketball. He watches too much TV.
Excellent. Quang,
Uh, he plays basketball. He watches too much TV.
okay, can you try it again, please? Can you say basketball for me, Quang? Basketball.
Basketball.
Go. Better, better. Okay, can you do both sentences again, please, Quang?
Okay. She plays basketball. He watches too much TV.
Good, much better, Quang. Nguyen, your turn, Nguyen.
Yeah.
Your turn.
She plays basketball. He watch too much TV.
Okay, so the last one. He watches too
He
much
watches
TV.
too much TV.
Watches. Okay,
What?
one more time, please, Nguyen. One more time.
She plays basketball. He watches too much TV.
Okay, better. That's good. Ding Lam, your turn, Ding Lam.
She plays basketball. He watches too much TV.
Good, much better. Okay, and here's the last one of these. Again, I will send you in chat. Okay, so you can see that the word alone, it starts with a vowel, of course. And so does on in the next phrase. So you put these two sounds together. You run them together. So the first one is she works alone. She works alone. The second one is he works on Saturdays. He works on Saturdays. Viet Tien,
Yes.
can your turn, please?
She works alone. He works on Saturdays.
Okay, so one more time, please, Viet Tien. This time, please try to run the S and the vowel together. Okay, like this. She works alone. He works on Saturdays. Thank you, Viet Tien.
She works alone. He works on Saturday.
Perfect, Viet Tien. Just like a native speaker. That's good. Quang, your turn.
She work alone. She works alone. He works on Saturday.
Okay, much better the second time. One more time, please, Quang, and this time try to join the S and the A and the S and the O together. So it is like she works alone. He works on Saturdays.
She works alone. He works on Saturdays.
Okay, you are still leaving a little bit of a gap between the S and the vowel, Quang. You don't need to leave any gap. Does that make sense?
Yes.
No gap. So it's like works alone is one word, not two words. Same with works on. Works on. Pronounce it like it is one word. So works alone and works on. Your turn, Quang.
She works alone. He works on Saturdays.
Okay, better. When? When?
Yeah, teacher.
Your turn. When?
He works alone. He works Saturday.
Okay, I didn't hear that clearly. So a little bit slower, please, Nguyen. She works alone. He works on Saturdays. Your turn, Nguyen.
Works alone. He works today.
Sorry, Nguyen, I didn't hear that at all. Can you do it again, please?
He works alone. He
Nguyên ơi,
works
con nói to nói rõ lên một chút Nguyên ơi. Con có năng lượng một
for
chút nào? Nói to lên.
he works
Okay, Nguyen.
alone. What on Saturday?
Okay, it's very, very quiet, Gwen. I'll get you to speak up a little bit. Please speak a little bit louder. So one more time, Gwen. She works alone. He works on Saturdays. Your turn, Gwen.
He works alone. He works on Saturday.
Okay, a bit better. Remember, Saturdays has an S on the end too.
Thầy đang
Okay.
sửa lỗi nói to cho nên là phải nói to lên mới nghe rõ là con nói sai ở đâu mới sửa được lỗi. Biết chưa?
Vâng.
Ok.
Thank you, Mrs. Ha. Ding Lam.
I'm here.
Your turn, Ding Lam.
He works alone. He works on Saturdays.
Okay, so one more time, Ding Lam, and this time remember, try to treat works alone like it is one word, not two words. Does that make sense?
Hiểu
Okay.
như
So
thầy
like,
giảng không? Có nghĩa là trong tiếng Anh nó có cái âm nó luyến vào nhau mà. Thế hai cái từ đứng cạnh nhau á thì cái đuôi cái từ cuối của cái từ trước thì nó sẽ nối vào với cái nguyên âm của cái từ sau. Hiểu nhỉ?
Vâng.
Was on cái có nghĩa là was on nhưng mà người ta sẽ là was on. Con nối cái từ s với từ on đấy vào với nhau. Hiểu ý chưa? Nói to lên, nói như thế rồi, nói to hơn một chút nữa thì càng tốt. Ok?
thank you,
Uh,
Mrs. Ha.
she
Okay,
was she was she was alone. He was on Saturdays.
okay. One more time. You're getting better, Ding Lam. That is better. One more time, please.
She was she was alone. Sorry. She was alone. He was on Saturdays.
Okay, good. That's better. Better. So, okay, so remember everyone, anytime an S, anytime a,
A little bit hard.
a little bit hard, I know, but
Yes.
good practice, Ding Lam.
Yes,
This
I
is
need,
good for you.
need to practice.
Okay, need to practice. Ding Lam, Ding Lam,
Yeah, I'm here.
yeah, if you want to improve your pronunciation, just please write down those two sentences, okay? And just practice them during the week when you have a spare moment. Okay?
Hiểu ý thầy nói
She,
không? Sorry, teacher, because sometimes I have to translate and to ask them to see if they understand or not. Okay?
right,
Yes.
okay,
Trong cái phần này con viết câu một nó ra xong sau đó thì lấy cái bút đấy nối cái âm qua. Chẳng hạn như là was alone thì was alone. Được chưa? Tức là nối cái s với cái a đấy vào nhau. Thường là cái âm phụ âm với lại cái nguyên âm thì mới nối với nhau được như thế. Thì viết nó vào xong là ở nhà xong sau đó thì luyện lại. Okay, fine. Thank you, teacher.
come in, Mrs. Hart. Okay, so remember everyone, the rule is if the S is followed by a vowel, you join the two sounds together. If it is not followed by a vowel, then you don't. So works alone, you join the two sounds together. Works on Saturdays. Okay, that will help you sound more like a native speaker. So try practice that during the week, just when you have a few spare seconds even. She works alone. He works on Saturdays. Are there any questions about that, everyone? Okay. All right. Going to practice now some more part one questions. Viet Tien. Can you see the sheet?
Yes.
Great. So, Kwang, are you ready to answer?
Yes.
Okay, Viet Tien is going to ask you a question. Okay, please ask him a question from D2, Viet Tien. D2.
Tell me about your weekend. What do you do while you're at home?
Uh, I think I'm doing my homeworks and I clean my room. I have a lot of things to do, like help my mom cooking, wash my dish, and clean something. Well, a lot of work.
Okay, good, Quang. Just remember, dish has to be plural. Okay, what is the plural of dish, Quang?
Dish,
Dishes, dishes. Can you say that, please, Quang?
dishes.
Good. I wash my dishes, dishes. Okay, dishes, you need to, when you are washing dishes, always plural. Okay, unless you are just washing one dish. But if you are helping your mum with the washing, I guess you are washing more than one dish. So I wash the dishes. When? When?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, when you will ask Ding Lam a question. Okay, can you please ask Ding Lam a question from C4?
Tell me about sport. What sport or exercise do you enjoy doing?
My sport, is basketball. Because I think basketball is so amazing and interesting. I can play basketball with my friend, and it make me healthy. And can uh, and
And
I I can spend a lot of free time uh, to playing basketball.
playing basketball. Good. Okay, that's good, Ding Lam. All right. Kwang,
Yes.
please ask Viet Tien a question from B2. B2.
Tell me about your friend. Where do you meet?
Me and my friend first met was in the school holiday when school celebrates a trip for us to go on the mountain. I've met him there because we have the same hobby is playing games. We talked a lot back then, and since then we become friends.
Okay, good answer, Viet Tien, but it was the wrong answer for that question. Okay, the question is, where do you meet? Okay, present tense. Okay, you answered the question, where did you meet? Does that make sense,
Ah,
Viet Tien? Does that make
yes,
sense?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
but he asked you present tense. So where do you meet now? It means when you're going to see your friend, where do you meet? Okay, so just be careful of that, Viet Tien, that you are answering
Okay.
the correct question. So that one was present tense. Ding Lam, Ding Lam,
Yeah, I'm here.
can you please ask Nguyen a question from A3?
Yeah. Good. Tell me about your taste in music. Do you enjoy listening to music?
Yes, I do. I usually listening to music when study or playing games to improve my energy to play better.
Okay, so for this answer, you need to maybe, when talk about what sort of music you like, okay? And maybe give an example. Does that make sense? So, for example, you might say, I like to listen to Vietnamese music, or I like to listen to Western music. Does that make sense? When?
Yes,
Yeah. Is what I'm saying make sense? So maybe you need to talk about the type of music as well.
yeah.
Yes, I enjoy listening to music. I often listen to music when I'm at home in my room. It helps me study. The music I like the most is Vietnamese music. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, that's how you answer. Need to give an example. Viet Tien. Viet Tien. Can you hear me, Viet Tien? Disappeared. Okay. Quang.
Yes.
Can you please ask Nguyen a question from, let me see,
I,
B3. B3.
Deeply, tell me about transport in your hometown. How do you usually travel?
Me again.
Can you say it again, please, Quang?
Um, Tell me about transport in your hometown. How do you usually travel around your town?
Uh, I usually travel by my bicycle. I go with my I go with my parents on this car.
Sorry, Nguyen, your internet keeps fading. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. And can you start the answer again, please, Nguyen?
I usually go around my hometown on myself with my bicycle, but sometimes I go with my family on old car.
Okay, sometimes I go with my family in our car. Okay? I go with my family in our car. All right. And can you say the word Nguyen? Can you say bicycle for me, please?
Bicycle.
Okay, better. Bicycle, bicycle. Again, it's got that S sound in it. Has the S sound, even though it is written with a C, of
Yeah,
course. Bicycle, bicycle.
bicycle.
Good, better. Viet Tien, can you hear me now? Viet Tien? Nope, still disappeared. Okay. Whose turn then is it? Nguyen,
Teacher.
Nguyên ơi trả lời
yes,
nhanh
Nguyen,
nhanh không?
Nguyen, can you ask Ding Lam a question, please, from B4? B4.
Dylan, tell me about food in your country. Do you enjoy cooking? Why or why not?
Can you repeat the question?
Tell me about food in your country. Do you enjoy cooking? Why or why not?
Uh, 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 I'm so like cooking because I can help my mom cook do dinner and sometimes I can help my mom to breakfast. Uh, uh, in your cooking is help me better in better and I
Sorry,
can
what is the last part? What is your last sentence, Ding Lam? Can you say it again, please? Ding Lam, you were talking about helping your mum with
uh,
cooking.
and I think cooking is so interesting and amazing.
Mm-hmm. Because Ding Lam? Why
Because
why is it so interesting and amazing?
Because I can cook uh,
You can cook. What do you cook? What sort of food, Ding Lam?
I can cook a lot of foods so delicious and I like it.
Okay. So give me an example, Ding Lam. Give me
Uh,
an example of something you would cook.
Example is noodles, spaghetti, uh,
Hmm.
fried chicken.
Okay, good. Noodles or spaghetti or fried chicken. That's good. Okay, that's good. That's better. So please remember, everyone, to try and give an example if you can think of one. Okay. Viet Tien, can you hear me yet?
Yes.
Oh, we lost you for a while, Viet Tien. Okay.
Yes.
Can you please, let me see, can you please ask Huang a question from B2? B2.
Tell me about your friends. How do you keep in contact with your friends?
I think I use Zalo to keep contact with my friend, or I have extra class and I can meet my friend there. But we have a lot of way to contact each other.
Okay, good. So classes, we have extra classes. Okay, Kwang? Needs to
Okay,
be need to be plural. Extra classes. Can you say classes, please, Kwang? Classes.
classes.
Classes. Like we were practicing the S before, remember? Classes. Classes.
Okay,
Can you say it, please, Kwang?
extra classes.
Good, better. Okay, much better. Good. And now, Kwang, last one of these. Can you please ask Viet Tien a question from A2? A2, Kwang?
Tell me about television programs. What type of programs do you prefer?
I don't really watch television so much, but if I can, I prefer the scientific programs because I love science and also I do like any program about future. I think future is very interesting with all of its intelligence, and I would like if some programs could interest me in the scientific. I don't know.
Some programs interest me in scientific. Doesn't quite make sense, Viet Tien. What are you trying to say?
Uh,
You can
I
talk about
wa-
scientific programs. You can use scientific like an adjective.
yes,
Okay? Can you say the same sentence but use the word, you change the structure, Viet Tien? I like
I like scientific program
yeah, because
because it interests me in
because it
my learning.
okay, because it interests me. Remember the S,
Interests
Viet Tien?
me.
Yeah, good, better. I like scientific programs because hmm, they they interest me. Okay? They interest me, okay, and help my learning. Does that make sense, Viet Tien?
Yes,
Okay, good. All right, last one of these. Ding Lam,
Yeah, I'm here.
can you please ask Nguyen a question from D4? D4.
The Nguyen, tell me about your reading habit. Do you read a lot?
I think is No, I don't have much time to reading, and I that time.
Okay,
Yes.
sorry, Gwyn. Can you please speak up a bit louder? We can't hear you, Gwyn. Can you start again, please?
Okay, teacher. Uh, I think it's no because I
Cô nói to, con sát vào với cái mic nữa, hoặc là con thử to lên xem nào. Cô nói to lên đi.
I think it's not because I spend a little
Very good.
time on reading, and I usually use that time to doing exercise or study.
Okay, good. All right, that's better. Better when we can hear you, Gwyn. Okay, much better. Okay, thank you, everyone. So we will keep practicing this every week. So remember, and you are all mostly doing it now. I need 2 or 3 sentences. Okay, and you usually give a short explanation using the word because. I like reading because, or I don't like reading because, and then give an example. Okay, I like reading because it keeps me entertained. And for example, I like reading Harry Potter. Or I don't like reading much. I don't have much time. Instead, I spend time doing exercise or study. Does that make sense, Gwyn?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, good. Okay, everyone. So now we're going to listen to, stop this. Great. Sorry, everyone, for the noise. Actually, I will share this all with you again because I don't think you are going to hear it. Okay, Viet Tien, can you see the video?
Yes, I can.
Great. Okay, everyone. So please listen to these questions and her answers. Excuse me. Oops, you can't hear anything. Now you can.
Things coming up. I feel like I used to read more as a child, and I'm trying to get back into it. Some of the things I love reading about are self help books, those are my favorite.
Now let's talk about outdoor activities. What activities do you like to do outdoors?
Outdoors, I love to go running sometimes. I like to do morning yogas. I've had yogas by the beach before. I really love joining group classes outdoors as well. I once did this thing where we started off with a morning yoga and then it went into a HIIT workout and then a yoga cool down. I love to go swimming. I love the ocean. I love to be by the beach. And yeah.
How often do you
Okay, everyone, play that one for you again. All right. This time I'm going to turn the words off. All right. I want you to send me in chat. Okay. What are 2 activities she likes doing? All right. That's what you are listening for. What are 2 activities she likes doing? I'll play it for you again.
Let's talk about outdoor activities. What activities do you like to do outdoors?
Outdoors, I love to go running sometimes. I like to do morning yogas. I've had yogas by the beach before. I really love joining group classes outdoors as well. I once did this thing where we started off with a morning yoga and then it went into a HIIT workout and then a yoga cool down. I love to go swimming. I love the ocean. I love to be by the beach. And yeah.
How often?
Okay, everyone, please send me in chat now. She mentioned 3 things she likes doing. So you can send me 3 if you like, but please send me at least 2 of them. In chat now, please, everyone. The 2 or 3 activities that she likes doing outside. Okay, thank you, Viet Tien. Thank you, Quang. Viet Tien,
Yes,
the first word you sent me is actually a word. Okay?
yes,
Morning, okay? Do you know what that means, by the way? The first one you sent me. Do you know what it means?
no,
Okay. Morning is what you do when you are being sad for someone who has died.
ah,
Okay? They are both pronounced exactly the same. Morning and morning. Exactly the same. Okay? But with if you spell it with a U, it means you are feeling sad for someone who has died. Okay?
ah,
Does that make sense, Vietian?
yes,
They pronounced exactly the same, just spelt differently. Okay, you are correct, Vietian. And Quang, you are correct. Nguyen, still waiting for you. I got your message, Nguyen. You have lag. Ding Lam.
My friend is I can't
Just waiting for you, Ding Lam. So she mentioned 3 things she likes doing, 3 activities. Can you tell me at least 2 of them? Just give you another few seconds, please. Otherwise, don't want to stop too long. Are you typing Ding Lam or are you typing Win? Thank you, Ding Lam. That is 1 that she said, but there were 2 more that she mentioned. Okay, so everyone said running, which is correct. Morning yoga was number 2. Quang, did you hear number 3? Quang?
No.
Okay, she said she likes swimming. She also said she likes swimming at the end there. Okay, Vietian.
yes.
Vietian, what activities do you like to do outdoors? What activities?
Uh, I often go jogging with my families outdoor when I have time. Also, I do play badminton with my father in his free time.
Okay, good. Good answer. Quang. Quang,
Yes.
what activities do you like to do outdoors? Quang.
I think like to go skateboard, and I like to play badminton with my friend, or I go somewhere to buy something to eat, like cream or some snack and some food. A lot.
Okay, good. Good answer, Kwang. Good answer. Just remember, skateboarding has ing on the end, just like, a little bit like badminton sounds. Sorry, not a very good example. So you go skateboarding. Okay, Kwang?
Yeah, okay.
I go skateboarding. All right. When? Can you hear me? When? Oi.
Yes,
Okay, when what activities do you like to do outdoors?
I think the most activity I like to do outdoor is riding bicycle or playing football with my friend.
Okay, good. Riding my
Bicycle.
bicycle, riding my bicycle,
Yeah.
or playing football with my friends. Good. Ding lam.
Usually
Can you hear me, Ding lam?
playing.
Okay, Ding lam, you're a little bit faint. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear.
Okay. What activities do you like to do outdoors, Ding lam?
In outdoor, I usually cycling. Uh, yeah, like or I play badminton with my friend. Uh, I think it's so amazing. It's just interesting. I want to spend more time with my friend in outdoor.
Okay, good. You are giving some reasons, which is good, Ding Lam. So remember, everyone, she gave quite a long answer. So you need to maybe another sentence explaining what you do. So, for example, if you go cycling or riding your bicycle and you played badminton or football with your friends, how often do you do it? Or where do you go? So you can make your answer longer by mentioning things like that. Okay, another question, everyone.
And yeah.
How often do you spend time outside?
Not as often as I would like, just because given the location I'm in right now, it gets pretty hot and humid, and I wish our weather would accommodate being outdoors more often. But I try my best to be outside as much as possible.
Okay, everyone, going to play it for you again. Okay, this time I want you to tell me, okay, why doesn't she spend much time outside? Okay, why doesn't she spend much time outside? Please listen to what she says.
Beach, and yeah.
How often do you spend time outside?
Not as often as I would like, just because given the location I'm in right now, it gets pretty hot and humid, and I wish our weather would accommodate being outdoors more often. But I try my best to be outside as much as possible.
Okay, everyone, please send me in chat. Why doesn't she spend much time outside? Okay, Kwang, you have the right idea. Vientiane, that is perfect. So Nguyen and Ding Lam just waiting for you if you know the answer. Give you another few seconds. Nguyen and Ding Lam. Ding Lam. It is to do with the weather, but she didn't say bad, Ding Lam. She didn't say bad. Okay, everyone. These are the words she used. Okay, this is what she said. What did she say, Ding Lam? Ding Lam, oi.
Yeah.
Yeah? I've just sent you the answer in chat, Ding Lam. What did she say?
Tuesday, the weather is hot and humid.
Humid. Can you say humid? Humid.
Humid.
Can you say that, please, Ding Lam?
Humid.
Humid. Good. Humid means it's when it's very hot and it feels like there is a lot of moisture in the air. Okay? It feels very sticky, hot and humid. When?
Yes, teacher.
Can you see the answer I've sent you in chat?
No, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it yet?
Uh, yeah, I seen
Okay,
the
what
weather.
does it say?
The weather is hot and humid.
Humid. Good. Okay. Humid is when it feels like there is a lot of water in the air. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Have a listen, everyone. You can hear her say it. I'll play it one more time.
Not as often as I would like, just because given the location I'm in right now, it gets pretty hot and humid, and I wish our weather would accommodate being outdoors more often. But I try my best to be outside as much as possible.
Okay. So I hope you heard her say hot and humid. Okay. Your turn now, everyone. Viet Tien. Viet Tien.
Yes.
How often do you spend time outside?
I don't often spend my time outside because I don't feel like it's suitable for me to go outside right now. It's pretty sunny, hot, and I don't like this weather.
Okay, good. It's pretty sunny and hot. Good. Quang,
Yes.
how often do you spend time outside?
I don't usually spend time outside because I just want to stay at home to play my video game and the weather is so hot or sometimes it's really cold. I don't like go outside.
Okay, good answer, Quang. When? 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 Can you hear me?
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, how often do you spend time outside? When?
Think if not include the time I go to school, I think about 3 hours a day.
Okay,
Because
and yeah?
it's just buying new comic.
Okay, this is good answer, Gwen, but a little bit slow. Can you try it again, please? Same answer, Gwen, but just try again and try be a little bit more fluent. So how often do you spend time outside, Gwen?
I usually spend time outside when it was a weekend. I have a lot of free time, so I can go. I can ride my bicycle or buying some new comic. Wow.
Okay, good. Ding Lam. Ding Lam.
Yeah.
How often do you spend time outside, Ding Lam?
Even though I want to spend time with my friend outside, I don't spend much time outside. Um, I am I play spend more time inside than outside. Um, Usually I play video game with my friend in my home.
Okay, good, Dean Lam. Okay, that is a good full answer. That's good. All right. Thank you, everyone, for that. We will continue with more of that next week. All right. For the rest of the lesson now, we're going to be looking at writing part 1. Going to share the screen with you now. Does anyone have any questions before we continue? Any questions? Okay, remember we were looking at this last week, writing task 1. We were talking about, okay, how it is marked, okay, what the examiner looks for. So remember we talked about this. These are the 4 things that the person who marks your work will look for. Each one is worth 25%. So task achievement means, have you answered the question? Coherence and cohesion means, does your answer make sense? Lexical resource is all about, what is lexical resource about? When? Lexical resource, what does that mean? When?
Yes, teacher.
What does lexical resource mean? We talked about this
Mm,
last week. A word beginning with V. V.
uh, so teacher, I don't remember.
Okay, Ding Lam, can you remember?
I don't remember.
Okay, Viet Tien, can you tell them please? Lexical resource.
It means vocabulary.
It does. Vocabulary. When can you say that for me, please? When?
It's vocabulary.
Good. Ding Lam, can you say it for me, please?
This vocabulary.
Vocabulary. And remember, vocabulary just means words. Okay? So, lexical resource means, are you using good vocabulary? Are you using it correctly? And do you have a good range? Do you know a lot of words? And finally, last one is grammar. Okay, you get 25% for each of those when you do the task. Right. Now, I think we also talked about the first paragraph of your answer is always a paraphrase. Paraphrase, okay, you can see it here. Kwang, what does paraphrasing mean? Kwang?
Paraphrasing is when we rewrite phrase or sentence so that it was different words but keeps the same meaning. We can do this in a number of different ways, but the simplest way is to use synonyms.
Okay, good, Kwang. Does that make sense to you, Kwang, what paraphrasing is?
Yes.
Okay, good. So remember, the first paragraph is always a paraphrase. In both writing task 1 and task 2, by the way, always a paraphrase. The second paragraph in your answer is always an overview. Okay? An overview. An overview is just a summary of the main features of a graph. An overview is the summary. Okay. And the last 2 paragraphs, because writing task 1 always has 4 paragraphs. Only 4. The last ones are detail paragraphs. Okay? Detail paragraphs. Now, can't remember if I sent you this last week or not, so I will send it to you now. I know Vientian, you've seen this before. Quang,
Yes.
have you seen this before, what I just sent to you?
Yes.
Okay, what does it say, Pot? What does it say, Quang?
I think it's application in your. I
No.
don't really remember it.
Okay, the word I have sent you in chat, everyone. I've sent you a word in chat. When can you see it?
Mm, let me see.
Ding Lam.
POT.
Yeah, P-O-T. Pot. Ding Lam.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
I can see.
Okay, so this is how you remember the structure. Okay, I'll write this for you in chat as well. Okay, this is how you remember. Actually, I'll get you to read it. Quang, what does it say? Quang, what I've just sent you.
It is how you remember the structure of a task one essay.
Good, you remember the word pot. You remember the word pot. Quang, what do you think the P in pot stands for?
I have no idea. Can you give me a clue?
We just talked about it before. I talked about it about 1 minute ago. What does P stand for? P stands for,
I don't remember.
okay, can you remember Nguyen? Nguyen,
No, I don't do.
when we're talking about a task 1 essay, what is the first paragraph? Always. What does the P stand for? Ding Lam, can you remember?
Oh,
Okay. Viet Tien, can you tell them, please?
The P stands for paraphrase.
Okay. P stands for paraphrase. Sending it to you in chat now. P stands for paraphrase. Paraphrase is always the first paragraph of your task 1 answer. What does the P stand for, Quang?
P stand for paraphrase.
Good. What does the P stand for, Nguyen? Nguyen, oi. Ding Lam.
Sorry, teacher, I have yet left.
Okay. Ding Lam. Ding Lam, what does the P stand for?
P for perfect.
Good. P stands for paraphrase. Okay. That's what the P in pot stands for. We remember pot to help us remember the structure of the essay. Okay. Quang.
Yes.
Okay. The P stands for paraphrase. What does the O stand for in pot? What does the O stand
Mm,
for? Can you remember? I talked about this as well.
Object.
Not object. Not
No,
object.
I have no idea.
Okay, Viet Tien, can you tell them, please?
The O stands for overview.
O stands for overview. Okay. What does the O stand for, Quang?
Overview.
Overview, okay? Overview is just a summary of the main features of the graph. It is always your second paragraph. It's an overview. Gwen, what does the O stand for?
It's overview.
Good. Ding Lam, what does the O stand for?
It's overview.
Good. Excellent. Okay. Last letter is T. Okay. T. Viet Tien, what does the T stand for, please?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't go? Can't remember?
Yes, I can't remember.
Okay. I'll send it all to you in chat. All right, Viet Tien, what does the T stand for?
The T stands for two detailed paragraph. What?
Okay. Do you know what I mean by that, Viet Tien? Two detailed paragraphs.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So, Huang,
Yes.
how many paragraphs in a writing task one answer? How many paragraphs do you write?
2.
No, not two.
I don't
How
know.
many? Nguyen.
Yes.
How many paragraphs in a writing task one answer? How many paragraphs do you need to write in your answer?
I think 3.
Not three. Ding Lam, your turn.
5.
Not five. Viet Tien.
4.
Four is the answer, everyone. Okay, and I will send it to you again. Okay, this helps you remember this. Just think of pot, where the letters, each letter stands for something. What does the P stand for, Kwang?
Paraphrase.
Correct. Nguyen, what does the O stand for?
It's an overview.
Correct. Ding Lam, what does the T stand for?
It's
I just sent
two
it to you
detail,
earlier, Ding Lam.
two detail, two detail.
Two detailed paragraphs. Okay, so you add those together, you get 4 paragraphs. Very easy, very simple, not difficult. P, paraphrase, is paragraph number 1. O, overview, paragraph number 2. Then 2 detailed paragraphs, paragraphs 3 and 4. How many paragraphs in a part 1 answer, Kwang?
4.
Correct. Nguyen, how many paragraphs in a part 1 answer?
It's 4.
Ding Lam, how many paragraphs in a part 1 answer?
4.
Correct. Good, everyone. Okay. And you remember this by remembering POT, hot, paraphrase, overview, 2 detailed paragraphs. All right. It's important to remember this because any task 1 question is always the same structure. 4 paragraphs, paraphrase, overview, 2 detailed paragraphs. Let's look in more detail at this graph. Okay, so what do we paraphrase? What do we paraphrase? What we paraphrase is this, everyone. Oops, I can't highlight. No, I can't highlight it. This first sentence, which tells you about the graph, is always what you paraphrase in your first paragraph. You just paraphrase the first sentence. And you can see here is an example. Okay, we've done a little bit of this before, but this is just to remind you. So this is what the first sentence of the graph says. Okay, this, okay, and this are the same, exactly the same. And this is how it has been paraphrased. Now, there are many different words you can use in your paraphrase. This is just one example. So you can see here, what synonym have they used Viet-Tien instead of chart? What synonym?
Line graph.
Correct. What synonym, Quang, have they used instead of shows? What synonym?
Display.
Displays, okay? Displays, shows mean the same. These words all mean the same as each other. This is how you paraphrase. Nguyen,
Yes, teacher.
what synonym has been used instead of changes?
Is alteration.
Okay, it is pronounced alteration. Can you say that, please, Nguyen?
Alteration.
Good. Alteration. Alteration. Viet-Tien, can you say that for me, please? Alterations.
Alteration.
Good. Quang.
Alteration.
Good. Alterations. Alterations. Ding Lam.
Alteration.
Good. Much better. Ding Lam.
Alteration.
Good. Much better. Okay. And you can see here, instead of different areas of crime, okay, which is up here, okay, they've said what the different areas of crime are: burglary, car theft, and robbery. Instead of Manchester city centre, Ding Lam, what have they said? Ding Lam.
Is the center of Manchester.
Good. Okay. Manchester city centre and the centre of Manchester mean the same thing. And finally, instead of from, they have used between. Okay. These are all synonyms. These words all mean the same as each other. This is how you paraphrased. Okay. And this is always what you do in sentence 1 of your answer. Sentence 2 is the overview. Quang, can you please read what I have highlighted?
The overview is the most important paragraph in the whole essay, and it's impossible to get a high score if you don't write a good one.
Good. Okay, so you must do a good overview if you want to get a score of 7 or above. Okay, your overview must be accurate. What makes a good overview? Well, an overview is very short, only 2 or 3 sentences. 2 or 3 sentences. And an overview describes the main features of what is happening in the graph. Just a summary. All right, let's look at this in a bit more detail. We might have done this a little bit before, but I will go over it again with you to make sure you understand. Viet-Tien,
Yes.
what is the yellow line on the graph? What is it?
The yellow line is burglary.
Burglaries, okay? Burglaries means things that are stolen, okay? Something that is stolen, the formal word for that is a burglary. If someone comes into your house and steals your computer, they have burgled your house. Burgled is the verb. Burglary is the noun. Quang,
Yes,
what is the red line?
It's car thief.
Car theft, okay? The number of cars that have been stolen. Nguyen,
Yes, teacher.
what is the green line on the graph? What is that
The
showing?
green line is the amount of robbery.
Robbery, okay? The difference between robbery and burglary is this. Robberies is when you take something from a person, okay? Burglary is when you take something from a house or a shop or a business, okay? So robbery is where someone steals your phone, maybe from you. Burglary is when they come to your house and steal your computer or your TV. That is the difference. So robbery is when they take something from you personally. Burglary is when they take something from your house or your school or your office. That is the difference. So remember what I said before. Overview is what is it, Vietian? A word beginning with S. Overview is
Mm,
begins with S. S-U, Vietian. S-U. S-U-M, Vietian.
summary.
Summary, correct. Overview is just a summary of the main features of the graph. So, Quang,
Yes.
over this time period, which is from 2003 to 2012, what has happened to burglaries in Manchester?
It is decreased sharply.
Very good. It has decreased sharply. That is a very good summary. Quang, good. It overall, the summary is it has decreased sharply. Yes, it went up a bit here. Okay. Yes, it went up a bit again here. But overall, you can see burglaries decreased sharply or decreased dramatically. Nguyen,
Teacher.
overall, what has happened to car theft in Manchester during this period? Overall. So, which line are you looking at, Nguyen? Which color?
Hmm. You say the question again?
Yes, what has happened to car theft in
I think
Manchester?
I think a car thief increase
Increased, yeah,
regularly.
it's
Regularly.
increased gradually. Good, that is the correct adverb. That's good. Car theft has increased gradually. Burglary has fallen sharply, fallen dramatically, fallen a lot. But car theft has only increased a little bit gradually. Ding Lam, Ding Lam.
Yeah.
What has happened to robbery? Ding Lam?
Robbery is
Overall, in summary, Ding Lam, what has happened to robbery?
uh, no increase and decrease.
So, Ding Lam, you are giving me just a summary. Remember, you're giving me a summary. What has happened to robberies in Manchester?
Summary.
Okay, remember, a summary is just in general what has happened. Okay, yes, it's gone up a little bit in 2005. It's gone down 2006, gone up a bit in 2010. But in general, what has happened to robberies? Viet Tien, can you tell him, please? Viet Tien. Vietian,
Yes,
what has happened to robberies?
the robbery is staying the same.
Yes, they have stayed mostly the same. Ding Lam, does this make sense to you now?
Okay.
Okay, robberies have stayed mostly the same. Okay, you can see here, 2003, they were about 600. 2012, they're still about 600. Yes, that went up here, went down here, but in general, it has stayed the same. Okay, so for the last part of the lesson, everyone, please write for me in chat an overview. Okay, please write for me in chat an overview of what has happened to each crime. These three things are all crimes. I'll send you that word in chat just in case. Burglary, car theft, and robbery are all crimes. They are all crimes. So please send me in chat what has happened to each of these crimes. We've just discussed it. Okay, I want a simple sentence. Or in fact, you can join it all together into one sentence if you like. What has happened to burglaries? What has happened to car theft? And what has happened to robberies? In general, in summary. Viet Tien, do you understand what I want you to do?
Yes,
Thank you, Viet Tien. Quang, do you understand what I want you to do?
Yes.
Good. Nguyen, do you understand what I want you to do? I want you to write to me now in chat what we have just discussed. Ding Lam, do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Good. Okay, so please write for me. Then we will finish the lesson. So if you like, you can write 3 sentences, but maybe you can get it into 2 sentences. Maybe. I just want a simple summary of what has happened to each of these crimes. Thank you, Quang. Okay, so Quang,
Yes.
okay, the last one, robbery, hasn't decreased, Quang. We talked about this. Can
Oh,
you see the
okay.
graph, Quang?
Yes.
Okay, actually, robbery has stayed mostly the same.
Okay.
You can see, Quang. Can you see where I'm pointing, Quang?
Yes.
Okay, so how many robberies were there in 2003?
Uh, More
What do you
than
think?
500.
Yeah? How many robberies were there in 2012?
More than 500 too.
Okay, so pretty much the same, isn't it, Quang?
Okay.
So does that make sense?
Yes.
So even though robbery, yes, it went up here, okay, went down here, went up a little bit, but overall, it is the same. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, remember, you're just looking at overall, in summary, what happened. All right, thank
Okay.
you, Quang, but the rest is correct, Quang. That's good.
Okay.
Okay, so Viet Tien, Nguyen Ding Lam, just waiting for your overview, please, your summary. Okay, robbery stayed the same, Nguyen, but I want you to describe what happened to all 3 crimes. Okay, Vientiane, that's good. All right, everyone, I will send you a quick overview. I'll send you my overview. And remember, you need to use plurals for this. And you also need to use past tense. Okay, I'm just typing for you now. I will send this to you in chat. Okay, so this is what your answer should look like. Everyone, I've sent it to you in chat. Ding Lam, can you read it for me, please? Ding Lam.
Per Police have decreased.
Burglary is how it's pronounced. Burglaries.
Burglaries burglaries has decreased sharply. The car theft increased slowly, and robberies have stayed mostly the same.
Okay, so this is an overview, everyone. This is all you have to do. When? Can you read it for me, please? When? When? Oi.
Yes.
Can you read it for me, please? The overview. What I sent you in chat.
Uh, the burglary have decreased sharply, car theft increased slowly, and robberies have stayed mostly the same.
Good. So does that make sense to you now, Nguyen?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so I have put it all in one sentence. Okay? All my overview is just one sentence. So you can see everyone looking at the yellow line, burglaries have decreased sharply. Okay? Car thefts have increased, but slowly. And robberies have stayed mostly pretty much the same, haven't changed much. So that is how you do an overview. All right, everyone, we'll look at this more next week. But just before we go, Kwang,
Yes.
okay, Kwang, how many paragraphs in a task one answer? How many paragraphs?
3.
No, Kwang. No, we discussed this. How many paragraphs?
One. 1.
Via No, in a task one answer, we have different paragraphs. Vientiane, how many paragraphs in a part one answer?
4.
4. Okay, Kwang?
Okay.
4. Always 4. There are 4 paragraphs in an answer. All right, give you another chance, Kwang. What is the first paragraph always? What is always the first paragraph?
4.
Yeah, there are 4 paragraphs. What is the name of the first paragraph? Remember POT, Kwang. POT.
Paraphrase.
Correct. Paraphrase is always the first paragraph. Nguyen, oi.
Yes, teacher.
What is the second paragraph in the task one answer? What is it called? Remember POT, Win. Remember I showed you POT? Ding Lam, can you remember? Ding Lam.
Yeah.
Yes, Ding Lam, what is the second paragraph called in a task 1 answer? All right, I'll send this all again to you to remind you. Everyone, please look in chat. So, Ding Lam, you can see the first paragraph is a paraphrase. What is the second paragraph called? Can you remember?
The second is overview.
Correct. Good. And Kwang, what are the next 2 paragraphs called?
Um, two
2, yeah?
detailed paragraph.
Correct. Good. All right. So all that, remember everyone, adds up to 4 paragraphs. Paraphrase, overview, 2 detail paragraphs, and you remember the word hot to help you remember that structure. Hot. Paraphrase, overview, 2 detail paragraphs. 4 paragraphs in total, always. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming to class today. That's the end of the lesson. Any questions, please ask Bakha or myself. Otherwise, hope you have a good week. For those of you who have any exams this week, good luck, and I will see you all again next Sunday. Okay, everyone. Tambiat. Gap lai sao. Gap lai sao. Bye, everyone.